For my research project, I studied the Sami tribe of Europe. I'm sure most people have never heard that name before. However, they are said to have been around for an incredibly long time, but there are no records of Sami history prior to the 1500s. It's widely believed that the formation of the Sami began after the last ice age, when they began to settle in the Sapmi region. This region consisted of areas that are now parts of Sweden, Finland, Norway, as well as Russia. It's interesting that they have chosen to live in such a relatively cold location for so long, but the vast amount of wild reindeer that are in that area certainly had a big impact on why they lived where they did. The Sami have always tracked the movements of the reindeer in an attempt to herd them between grazing lands. Because of that, the early Sami were mainly nomadic, moving from place to place throughout the year and not really having permanent homes. During the winter, they tended to live in more stable, warm huts made out of peat, in comparison to their summer living housing, which was usually easily made tents. Today, however, most of the Sami live in permanent homes, although reindeer herding is still a big part of their lifestyle. A lot of Sami today wear regular clothes, shirts and pants, but they used to, and some still do, wear a traditional colorful outfit known as a gatki. As far as the Sapmi region goes, it is a landscape that varies from each location, having mountains and forests in some areas, and plains in other areas. Unfortunately, the Sami were greatly affected by the Second World War because of their land being destroyed in many battles, forcing them to relocate. Additionally, they have also had land issues with the nation-states in which they reside. From around 1900 to around 1940, Norway spent a large amount of time and effort in trying to wipe out the Sami. Despite the attempted genocide, the Sami culture has since managed to reestablish itself, and a considerable newfound interest and respect for the Sami has risen. A massive issue the Sami have always faced has been their location. Since the formation of nation-states in their area, they have faced many issues. Not only do they have to adapt to the ever-changing societies, but they are also forced to do things such as pay land taxes and live in areas with non-Sami people. This has also affected their previously nomadic lifestyle and herding, as they have constant issues with crossing over borders into different nation-states. As a result of all of this, the Sami culture has lost some of its unity. Different dialects, different relationships with nation-states, and different lifestyles in general have played a huge role in the Sami losing some of its culture and unity. More recently, however, the Sami have created Sami parliaments within the last 30 years in several nation-states. For every area in which they live, they have a parliament. The first Sami parliament was in Norway in 1989, the second in Sweden in 1993, and the third in Finland in 1996. All three of them have similar frameworks politically, but vary in minimal ways. As for the Sami parliament in Russia, there has been an ongoing attempt to create one since 2008. The Sami are an old tribe with a very rich and interesting history. Many of them still value a lot of their old traditions, such as the important spiritual significance animals have in their lives. They are an awesome indigenous group for me to have gotten the privilege of learning about.